Morning, everyone. I've got about 20 minutes before I've got a business meeting this morning, so I thought I'd come on, go live, talk about the second day of eating carnivore. So yesterday was my first full day. Haven't eaten anything today yet. I'm not really a breakfast person, wasn't on keto, and can't see it happening on carnivore either. So not much to talk about this morning. So I'll talk about yesterday, talk about any of the changes that I've experienced so far, and yeah, maybe a little bit more about my thoughts towards carnivore and why I feel I'd like to give it a try. So yesterday then was the first full day. I had a very normal breakfast for me, which is always at lunchtime. I eat twice in the day usually. So at lunchtime yesterday, I had a 3 egg omelette cooked in lard, and I had sort of a fillet of mackerel yesterday. It's a very normal meal for me, really. I didn't tend to eat a lot of veg at lunchtime anyway. I find that meal I'm really looking for some fat and some protein to get me going for the day. So that was quite a normal meal for me, really. I then had my second meal at about 5 o'clock, and had some roast lamb, beautiful Welsh lamb. Our lambs here in Wales are local, grass-fed. They're outdoors pretty much from the day they're born here in Wales. So really, really good in terms of their CLA content, in terms of their omega content, and everything else. So really, really delicious. I used the juices from roasting the lamb to actually cook some scrambled egg. It's the first time I've done that, and it was really, really nice. There was salt on the lamb when I cooked it, so obviously that salt was in the pan and went into the eggs, so had a bit of salt there as well. Yesterday I did have one coffee first thing in the morning, just to sort of get me going, but didn't drink coffee for the rest of the day, and just stuck to water. I'm going to see how that goes, just reduce my coffee intake down, without sort of completely getting rid of it while I'm making the transition. But it is something that I would like to tackle at some point, and just to reduce it down to maybe one a day in the morning, which would be great, and that would, I'd be more than happy with that. So changes, absolutely nothing so far. Obviously I was in ketosis anyway, so I'm not expecting to have massive carb withdrawals or anything like that so far. I went to the gym last night at about 7:30. I did an hour of, the sun's starting to stream in across my face. So I went to the gym for an hour and a half. I did my usual I did about 45 minutes of cardio split into two. I did a really big legs session as well, on the weights. And I'm quite happy with how that's going, to be honest. I'm starting to be able to lift slightly more weight, without feeling that my legs are going to collapse. Pretty happy with that so far. So no difference in the gym, not feeling anything, but then I wouldn't really expect to in the first 24 hours anyway. I'm going to see how it goes today. So far I have absolutely zero hunger, not interested in food at all, but then I never am in the morning anyway. So we'll see what happens as the day progresses, and I will keep you up to date with any changes that happen. I am actually trying to make sure that everything I talk about is in the Keto It's Simple for Success group on Facebook. So I'm trying to put some pictures of the meals and things like that in there. So if anyone's looking to go on there, then do. That's it in terms of updates. I obviously get lots of questions from people as to my reasonings for wanting to do this, and also people sort of interested in the potential negative effects or potential benefits, or the sort of the reasons really why we would choose meat. And I think for me it's multifactorial. First of all, I don't do particularly well on plants. Particularly high fiber plants really irritate my gut. I get loads of bloating. I've had IBS in the past, not for a few years. However, fiber's never been my friend at all. So there's that reason to see if I can get, perfectly calm digestion from doing this. Secondly, I really want to focus on the nutritional benefits of animal foods. So I'm looking to really boost up my B vitamins, my retinol, my collagen precursors, all those amazing things that you can get from animal foods. So sorry, I'm moving the camera around I'm holding it in my hand, so it's I'm just moving my hand before it goes numb. Yeah, so that's a reason. I also want to focus on local grass-fed meat. That's for obviously sustainability issues. Our Welsh lamb and beef here is a net carbon sequestering industry. So whereas the vegans would tell you potentially that to not eat meat for the environment, I happen to know that our local grass-fed herds here are actually putting more carbon back into the soil than they are generating. So it's really important that if you have local grass-fed animals and sustainable farming, that you do actually look into that and always question anything that you are being told. So there's that sustainability issue. And as you know from my other business, the bone broth business, we're really keen on finding ways of actually reducing our carbon footprint. And one of the things that we want to do there is make sure that we are actually utilising grass-fed animals. So there's that. And then obviously for animal welfare, the animals that we have here in Wales, we have really high welfare. We have PGI status on our lamb and our beef, meaning that the animals here have to spend their life outside. They have to be fed a natural diet for their breed and breed species, so they're getting species appropriate diets. They're spending their life out on beautiful green grass, and I think for me that's the sort of way I want to go in terms of maintaining biodiversity, doing the least harm, and everything else. So that's what I'm doing. I'm eating local, I'm eating grass-fed, and I'm doing what I can to reduce the impact on my health, on the environment, on animals, on biodiversity, on our soil and everything else. So lots of reasons why I'm doing this. At the moment, I'm doing this for 2 weeks. I'm off to France at the end of July. I'm not sure when we're on when we're driving around how it's going to be in terms of being 100% carnivore over there. Obviously, if I didn't eat carnivore, then I would be eating keto. It's very simple to eat keto in France. After all, it is the home of the best cheese in the world, so that's not a problem at all. So yes, should be able to eat keto fine over there, even if I can't stay 100% carnivore. But we'll see how we go. And yeah, I guess that's it at the moment. I'd love to understand your questions. I'm happy to talk about anything really. I'm quite open. If you've seen any more of my videos, I'm happy to talk about my own experience and how I feel it's relevant to me and my family and my community and my local agricultural community as well. So happy to chat and take any questions, and I will always answer them truthfully. Yeah, and that's it. So I'm going to sign out now and hope to either see your comments under the video. If you like it, please give it a thumbs up. If you want to subscribe, then do, because I will be back on this channel talking about my journey. Otherwise, come and see us on the Facebook group. It's Keto, it's simple for success. And if I remember later on, I will link to it on this channel. So anyway, that's it. Bye bye.